bags of potting mix. I don't know if I'm going to sit down for this or stand up. Sometimes it's easier to do one over the other. More relaxing. If body language means anything, if I'm just trying to be comfortable and relaxed and do the thing, whatever it might be, I don't know. I've seen. So this is, like I say, stevia or stevia, and it's basically it's a sugar-free sweetener that you can grow it yourself and grow it organically, or you can purchase it. But you have to be careful when you're purchasing it. I've seen a lot of, they call it stevia, but if you flip it over and look at the first ingredient is maltodextrin, which is actually, it's actually, malto means many, dextrin means sugar. So I had someone explain to me the difference between, so like your regular table sugar, on the glycemic index. So like if you're somebody that's trying to watch your blood sugars, your insulin, your weight, which would be the whole point of this, is so on the glycemic index, table sugar is like a 70 or a 72, somewhere in there. This would be pretty much zero because it doesn't have sugar. It's in the mint family, so what you're tasting is oils, like peppermint oil. That's what you're tasting is the oils. But maltodextrin, if I recall, is something like 140 or 145 on the glycemic index. So, like I say, if you're somebody that's diabetic or just trying to watch your weight, watch your blood sugar, so this would be pretty much a zero because it doesn't use, it's not sugar, it's oil, like peppermint oil, but it's sweet, tastes like sugar. Table sugar is like 70, and then maltodextrin is like 140, so it's double. So if you're trying to watch your sugars, this is what you're after. It really is sweet. It's delicious. There's some people claim it has a bitter aftertaste, um, which some people are more susceptible to, like their taste buds just pick up on bitter. So if that's you, there are varieties of stevia. I'm just gonna call it stevia. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. That's what I call it. But there are varieties of stevia that have been selected. Now these are nice. They've been sorry before I get off on that, but they've been selected. They've been bred to be less bitter. You can see the. I like these burpees seed trays because they got this. It's like a silicone or a rubber bottom that I can push. I doubt you can even see that, but I'm just pushing up from the bottom, and then I can get my seedling out. Try to be as gentle as possible. Some of those roots are going to get damaged. Now I got my double cup here. So I got the top cup has the dirt and a couple of holes for drainage, and the bottom cup is just a solid cup, so it doesn't, when I water, it doesn't make a mud puddle everywhere. I think I showed that before. Not that I would encourage anybody to go back and watch my videos, but try it. Maybe I don't know. This might just be more fun for me to make than it is. I don't know if anybody's having fun watching these, but I'm having fun making them. So, I mean, I would normally be doing this. I would normally be doing this anyway, but I guess it's just kind of more fun for me to pretend like I have an audience. push up from the bottom. I got my, those are some good solid roots ready to go. See them big white roots? Just that is ready to go. For anybody in the area, Northeast Indiana, Noble County, that area, I do sell these. I know it's probably not the right time of year to put them outside, but you could easily put these in a window or under some lights. I don't know if I need to. I don't know what kind of. I'm not big on advertising, but it's kind of this catch 22 because I like being in the country away from all the chaos, and I'm just going to have to speak plainly here. There are some really weird, creepy people, and I don't necessarily want them coming here, so I don't necessarily want to advertise my location. So it is. It's a bit of a catch-22 because I'm like I don't want to advertise where I am to all these weird, creepy people. Then you're gonna have weird, creepy people that are gonna probably be like, "You have to take my food stamps," and I'm like, "No, no, I don't. The government says you have to accept my food stamps," which that's another issue that I have. I prefer cash. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is life. It's full of challenges, ain't it? It's full of challenges. And I'm not even sure how I really can describe this, and I don't know, like other people are probably going through. There's probably some anyway. I don't know that there's many. It's something like so something like 1% of the world feeds the other 99. So I'm literally talking to like the 1%. Maybe not really the 1% because I don't have like a 400-acre field of this or 1,000 acres or 10,000 acres. I'm not that large of an operation, but I suppose that's probably what they're talking about, the 1%. But that's the kind of cheap, nasty crap that feeds the masses. That's not. This is even less than that. You know what I mean? Because there's very few people, very, 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 very few people would eat like I eat. Very few. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that statement. I know it's true. But yeah, I'm not really sure how to advertise this because the USDA has more or less taken over the word organic, and they're trying to take over the word regenerative, to where you have to have their approval. And I'm like, well, that's what I'm doing, you big idiot. But I don't want the government, because the government is, from again my perspective, the whole reason they don't do it right. The USDA is the one that was developed. I just heard it the other day. The USDA, so it reinforced the notion. But the USDA was originally founded to feed the masses cheaply. And there's like a triangle of quality, I think, but it's like a triangle or a pyramid or whatever, but it's like the three corners, and I'll try to, but either you know, it's always two of these three things, but you can never have all three of them. You might get one, you might get two, but you're never going to get all three. And that's, is it cheap, is it fast, or is it good? If it's cheap and it's fast, it's not going to be good. If it's fast and it's good, it's not going to be cheap. Or what's that? Fast, cheap, good. Yeah, it's any one of those three, but never all three. It's maybe one or two, but it's never going to be all three. So it's either going to be expensive, it's going to be, yeah, I mean, if it's expensive, if it's slow, if it's good, or is it fast and cheap and it's not going to be good for sure. So when the USDA is trying to sit there and say that they were basically formed to feed the masses quickly and cheaply, that tells me it's not good. You know, whether or not that bothers you is what would separate you from the masses. If that doesn't bother you, then you're one of the masses. Then you can get mad at me if you like. Go ahead and cuss me out in the comments down below. It's not going to change my mind because it's the truth. I mean, it's the USDA was founded to feed the masses cheaply and quickly. But that means it's not going to be very good. If you want something good, and this is probably where most people could maybe start to lean in a little bit more and wake up, and maybe their ears will perk up and they'll pay attention. If you want something that's good, that's high quality and it's good, well, that's going to cost more. And if you're the person that's doing that kind of work, higher quality demands a higher price. And so again, in this day and age where everybody's worried about money, maybe you should get back to that good old fashioned American standard of higher quality demanding that higher price. And we need to insist when we go shopping because that's where we get, because nobody wants to spend money. And I'm like, well, if nobody's spending any money except for the government loves to spend money because I mean, they just print that stuff, they take it out of our taxes. They don't care. They don't care. It's not their money. You're spending the government. They're spending our money. They're spending somebody else's money. It's impossible. It's impossible to be responsible with somebody else's money. So, but your money is what I'm talking about. You need to decide, you know, where your money winds up, who you're paying, where your investments should go, because that's going to shape your world. That's going to shape your surroundings. Do you fall into the masses, or do you fall into that very slim category of I want good, high quality? I'm more about the quality of life. I want the quality of my food, where I live. Does that matter to you? Would you rather be surrounded by concrete and city streets and cars and bright lights all the time? I got bright lights, but or would you rather be surrounded by nature? I'd rather be surrounded by nature. And so that's a decision you got to make, man. You got to make these decisions. Or man, yeah, or ladies. Ladies. Ladies, would you I mean, yeah, maybe the ladies they want city streets and shopping malls. I don't know. Some of them don't. Some of them really don't. But like I said, and when we're just talking about the masses in general, not trying to offend anybody, but it's not about trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to connect with my audience and figure out who they are. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a very small crowd. This is a twofer, and I don't know if I want to separate them out or not. When they're small like this, it might be easier to separate them. Yeah, I just easily guide them apart. Twofer. That's hard to do because stevia doesn't germinate very well. To have two of them actually pop up like that's pretty rare. This is a 32, 36. 36 cells, and I've just done 2 rows, and in that I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks. And I usually do, they tell you to seed heavily, like don't. Usually they tell you to do 2 seeds to a tray, 2 seeds to a cell. I mean, with stevia or rosemary, it's very similar because they have poor germination rates, so they'll tell you to do like 5 or more. So that's about what I did. I think it was about 5 in each cell. And yet I still had 5 blanks. As this did pretty well. This germinated pretty well. The secret is humidity. You want to control the humidity. You want warmth and humidity. But I mean, everybody knows warmth to get it to germinate. But the additional factor here for rosemary too, same thing, is humidity. You need a lot of humidity. That really boosts the germination. This one here, it looks like I got 3 in this one, maybe even 4. There's a little tiny one there. Yeah, that's a good one. I may have to make more of these cups, these pots, because there's some smaller ones in here that were hiding from me. Wasn't expecting that. I just hidden under that one's got 2. Well, I'm eating my own words a little bit because I do see a lot of good germination going on here. I don't know if I can separate these. I just kind of, it's hard to do it because I don't want to damage the. Okay, that one was small and came out easy. At least the big one should be okay. The small one might be. It didn't put down a big taproot yet. That's probably my saving grace. You do not want to damage that taproot. All right. Well, I made my cute little video for the day. I think I'm gonna maybe I'll finish this up and come back with maybe a short or something because it seems like people pay more attention to the shorts than they do these longer videos. But just to kind of show the end result when it's all said and done. That way you can see the results of like a cell tray like this, what you can expect to get for your time and your investment. And then there's also later on there's the harvest. I'd say you can get a little bit of a harvest when they're in here, but when they go outside in the summertime, you get really good, really good harvests out there. And what I want to do this year, probably if I can, I'll probably keep some in pots. A lot of them are going to go in beds outside in ground beds, but I think what I'll do this year too is to make sure that I get some of them in pots that can come back in the house. The reason being, I want them to go to seed so I can save seeds, and sometimes they need to come back in the house in order to. Otherwise, our cold that we get in the fall, sometimes it gets too cold and it kills it before it has time to go to seed. So it's just something I got to do. You live further south, which is this is like a zone 9 or 10. I'm in a zone 6, so when you're this far north, you kind of have to break the rules a little bit, or bend the rules, or work around them, just to get a harvest. I feel like there's a like that's a metaphor for life. Like in order to, because there's so many rules, and a lot of times you gotta bend the rules a little bit just to get through it. Nature will teach you a lot.